Hey there. Today we're going to do a muscle strength class from our chair. So make sure you've got a nice sturdy chair. If you have dumbbells or something at home, you can have those put under your chair. If not, you can use a couple cans of beans and of course have your water there. We want to keep those underneath the chair for safety reasons. So once you get all that stuff, go ahead and join me here on the chair. We're going to start sitting up tall on those sit bones, lining up our knees hip distance, which is about the distance of 2 fists. Make sure that our heels are underneath our knees. We want to draw our navel in and up, shoulders back and down. And let's just begin with a few deep breaths. Start to get some oxygen flowing. We want to get that oxygen out to all of our muscles. And let's go ahead and move with some pelvic tilt. So go ahead and start with some core strength. So if you've got your favorite kind of music at home, you can pop that on to give you something, a little motivation to get moving to. And let's go ahead and add some chest work here. Start to warm it all up. And let's make it bigger. Take it up and then roll and come forward. Big circles back and forward. Now let's bring it up tall. We're going to reach for the ceiling and then with the other hand, really pushing our sit bone into the chair, getting as much length as we can through the side of our body. So we are going to work our whole body. Now let's take our legs wide. If you're prone to dizziness, be careful of this one. Take it slower. We're going to circle around from one knee to the other. Come back up tall. Take it slower if you need to. Or just go back to pelvic tilts. Let's switch directions. And bring it back to the center. So we're going to begin with some leg. Let's do some toes and heels. Now we can add some extra weight to this if we want. And let's lift it up. Tap it in the air. Belly button in and up. Let's tap the other one in the air. Let's try for some circles. Now let's take the legs together. We're just going to open and close here while we continue to sit up tall, lifting our chest. Now let's bring it back to that hip distance, nodding our head up and down. See if we can touch our chest. Now let's let our chin come forward. We're going to roll slowly from shoulder to shoulder. And we'll come back to the center. Let's lift it up. Little shrugs here. Do some forward circles. Backward circles. And as part of our warm-up, because it's some big muscles, let's line up our heels with our chair. Now let's do some reverse squats to start with. So we're going to push through our heels, kind of feel our weight behind the ball of our foot. Let's squeeze and stand up, and then we're going to press back and sit down. So we can bring our hands above our knees, or if we're feeling really strong today, we can take our arms forward. Belly button in and up. Hands wherever we need them. If squats are too much, we can just do some glute squeezes. So just squeeze and release. 2 more times, whatever we're doing. Now let's all do a few squeezes. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. 1 more. Shake it out. All right, so let's move on to working our back. We're gonna come forward in our chair. Let's bring our legs together, belly button in, and we're gonna hinge forward. If you want to grab your weights here, go ahead and grab one at a time. And we're gonna hinge forward, shrugging our shoulder blades together back to our hips. Let's start with our elbows bent. We're gonna do 4 flies out to the side, squeezing our shoulder blades together. If we're feeling it, we can now lengthen our arms, take it long. Strengthening our upper back here between the shoulder blades. Let's do 4 more, whichever way we've got our arms. 1 more. And then we'll set down our weights if we have them. Let's come back up. We're gonna give ourselves a big hug, tuck our chin forward. Let's lift it up, look over one shoulder. Come back to the center, switch the top arm. Tuck our chin in. Lift it up, let's look over the other shoulder. And back to the center. All right, so if we're using our weights, let's go ahead and grab our weights. We're gonna work our chest now, 1 weight at a time. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see what this looks like. What we want to do, we're going to work our chest. We're going to come as far forward as we're comfortable going without coming off the chair so that we can lean back as far as possible. Scooting forward a little more maybe. We're going to take our feet a little forward and a little wider so we can push into the chair and keep ourselves up. Let's get our head at neutral, chin slightly tucked as if we were going to hold this right here. We want to keep our chin right there. Take our arms out wide. Just like a push-up, let's do a bench press. Press it up. Bring it down. Nice and slow here. We don't want to rush because then momentum does the work. Up and in. Exhaling as we press up. Inhaling when we come down. Let's do 2 more like this. Give ourselves just a momentary rest, nod our head, shake it out. Again, make sure we've got it tucked in. And let's come back. Now we're going to take this even slower. So let's press up really slow and back down. Controlling this through our chest, so squeezing across our chest. That's why there's a little exhale as we press up, because we're squeezing into our lungs. Inhale as it relaxes. Let's see if we've got 4 more in us. Take a break now if you need to. And again, 1 more. All right, from our core, let's lift ourselves up and place our weights back underneath. Let's go ahead and get some water. Let's go back to some legs. We're going to stand up and come beside our chair. So let's go back to toes and heels, standing this time. And if you really want to, you can grab hold of the weights again. We're pressing down on the chair if we're using it at all. Try 1 finger maybe. And let's shake that out and come in front of our chair. So we're going to line up our heels with our chair again. This time, regular squats or just glute squeezes. Let's all do 4 squeezes. Squeeze them. And if that's where you are, keep squeezing. Otherwise, we're going to pretend to sit down and come right back up. However, if you need to, sit down each time. We're squeezing our glutes as we come up. Belly button in, chest staying up. So our hips are hinging, we're not leaning. We're still gazing straight ahead. Let's do 1 more after this. And we'll step our feet a little wider. Hula hoop. Let all that go. Let's take it the other way. And we're going to go ahead and come beside our chair now so we can take our hands to our chair. So we want them right in the center here and close to the edges. We also want to keep our shoulders over our wrists. We never want to be off balance like this. We always want to be leveled up like this. And from here, let's turn our elbow creases forward and just do a little bit of push up here. And then we're going to come up tall, taking it to some cat and cow. So lifting our tailbone and our head, tucking it in. Let's lift it all up, tuck it in. Inhale as we open, exhale as we breathe in. Let's come back to neutral, and let's lift one leg and take it straight back. Lifting to our navel. Let's see if we can lift our opposite hand. Either just let it hover or reach it forward. And bring it down. Let's go back to those cat and cows. Feeling this through our entire core. Coming back to the center, lifting through our navel. Let's extend the other leg back. We might keep the toes down. And again, I'll see about lifting and hovering or reaching our arm forward. Let's bring that back down. We'll come up and have a seat. Grab some water if you're feeling a need for it. We'll also go back to those dumbbells or whatever weights we're using, if you're going to use any weights. So let's sit forward in our chair. We're going to shrug our shoulders back and down, take our hands to our hips. So our palms are facing backward. We want to make sure we don't lift our shoulders up. We want to keep them down. If going out to the side like this is too much of a strain on your shoulders, just take it straight back. All right, so we're just going to do 12 presses, either straight out, bend it in, keeping everything from the elbow to the shoulder stable. Of course, again, if it feels better for you, take it here, straight back and just a little out so you don't hit the back of the chair. 4 more, whichever way we're doing it. Squeeze at the top. Let's come back to the center. We're going to take one dumbbell or weight and set it down. Again, if we're even using one, let's take our legs wide. We're going to bring our elbow either on top of or inside of our thigh. Let's find some bicep curls here. All the way up, all the way down. Again, let's slow it down. We don't want to go too fast. Four more like this. All right, let's bring it up and switch sides. Here we go. All the way up, all the way down, nice and slow. Exhale up, inhale down. 4 more like this. All right, so let's bring it back in. If we've got any kind of a weight, we want to hold it from the ends. If we do not have a weight, we're just going to touch our fingers together. Let's reach up overhead, L-shaped arms. So notice how the elbows like to go out. One important aspect of this exercise is to squeeze them in. Keep them in. We're going to lift and lower. So keep squeezing the elbows in. Yours may be here. All right, we're going to go for 12. And I think that's 4 more. Keep breathing. And we're carefully going to bring that back down. All right, let's go ahead and set these down for a moment. Shake it out. Get some water if you need it. We're gonna go back to some core. And what we're gonna do is take our legs out wide, and we're actually gonna work from here, belly button in and up. Let's take hands behind our head. We're actually gonna stay tall, and we're gonna alternate lifting one leg, then the other. All right, if we're feeling it, we're gonna take it to a crunch, side to side. Doesn't have to be a very big move to be effective. And rest, shake it out. Let's sit up tall here. We're gonna go back to those circles, but very slow. So belly button in, let's hinge forward and around. Let's take it the other direction. So we're gonna work on speeding that up with an option to stand up, bring the feet hip distant, and we'll do it standing. So we're gonna come around and up. So we can do it here, we can do it here, or we can even do it here. So just notice how your lower back is feeling. Keeping a soft bend in our knees. One more this direction. Bring it up. Let's reach up. Straighten everything out. So let's go the other direction. Let's start small, staying seated if that's where we want to be today. Belly button in. So moving from our core. So remember, we can do it here, we can do it here. Or we can make it bigger. Just paying attention to how our lower back and sides are feeling, hugging in through our navel. Two more, whichever way we're doing it. And let's step it out to just do an easy twist here. Now let's go ahead and have a seat. If we're using our weights, let's go ahead and get one at a time. Get ourselves lined up nice and tall. Shoulders back and down. Let's start with one arm at a time. We're gonna go out to the side and then the other. All right, so stay nice and tall, head neutral. One more each side. And then if we're feeling it, we'll do both. If we need to, we're gonna stay with alternating one arm at a time. Let's see if we can do 4 more. Resting sooner if we need to. All right, now let's just let one arm hang. If you've got dumbbells and you can fit them in both in one hand, do that. But let's just go ahead and let that one hand go down to the side, dropping our head. See how much space we can get between our ear and our shoulder. Now let's come back up. We'll take it to the other side. Arm hangs, head leans. Now let's come back to the center. Let's go ahead and get our weights in each hand, shoulders back and down. So we're gonna go back to one arm at a time. We're gonna go right, left, now both. Now left, right, and both. We can also take it to the other side with bent arms. Other side. Right, left, both. One more time. That is it for these. Set those down. All right, let's come back. We're gonna sit up tall, navel in, crown of our head lifting up, and we're just gonna take it to some helicopters. So arms out wide, twisting side to side. So our sit bones are grounded, meaning our hips are staying in place. Let's come back to the center here. Big breath, inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to take it to some stretches, and we're going to stand to begin with so we can work our balance a little bit. Coming to the side of our chair. Let's take one leg forward, heel down, toes up, push our hips way back. We can hold on to our chair, our other leg. We can reach out, or with both arms. So just kind of find what works for you. And let's lift up from here. We're going to switch sides. Same thing. Same options. Pressing back through our tailbone, really lifting through our toes. Let's bring it up. We can come to the back of our chair so we can hold on, press down. Let's lift one foot up. See if we can do this without holding on. Some people are able to reach down and grab their foot. If you want to do that, go for it. Now let's take this to the other side. Again, just pressing down if we need to hold on. Lifting our foot up, nice and tall. Holding on to the foot if we want. And let's release from there. So we can come to where we're facing the front of our chair, or we can come to the side. Hands at the center. Let's take a step back, and we're going to find a downward facing dog here. Really stretching through the back of our body. Now let's lift it up, breathe in, and we'll come around and have a seat. So let's get that nice stance, crossing at one ankle and coming forward or above the knee. And just breathing as deeply as we can here, letting everything relax through our hip. Now let's bring it up tall. We're going to take our arm up, reach, and we're going to twist. Let's unwind from there. We'll take our legs wide, pressing open at our thighs, heart coming forward. And let's bring it back in, crossing at the other ankle and coming forward, or taking it to the knee. Again, letting everything relax over here. Now let's bring it up tall. We're going to reach up and twist to the other side. Let's unwind one more time. We're going to take it wide, pressing open, and heart forward. Let's bring it up. Nice wide stretch. And we're going to sit up, taking this arm up, pressing it back. Now let's give this arm a hug. And we're gonna look over our shoulder. And then drop our head the other way. Let's bring it up, side bend, other way. Now let's bring it back up. We'll take that arm back. And bringing that arm across, nice easy hug. Turning our head to the side. And back to the center, let's drop it. And come back to the center. Let's go ahead and stand up. We're gonna finish standing up. Let's reach back, clasp our hands, and really draw open our chest. So thinking about some deep breaths right here, kind of stretching out from the inside. Opening our ribs as much as possible. Squeeze and let it go. If we're feeling it, we might even take our thumbs to the top of our pants, knuckles into our waist. Find a little back bend here. And let's bring it up from here. 2 really big breaths. All righty, thank you for joining me. See you next